Yeah, I don't know what to say. Where do I start?
I'm Bianca, and this is my story.
Is that all?
So, growing up, I grew up in a family where we only went to church on like Easter and Christmas and all the fun times where they passed out candy. And when I was in the 7th grade, my friend asked me to go with her, and I said, "Oh, sure, sounds like fun." So I did, and I was like, "Oh, this is pretty cool." And it was throughout middle school, so I had an idea of what life could be like with Jesus by your side. And I always knew in high school that I wanted it to be the best 4 years of my life, so I knew I was going to make it worth it. And my freshman and sophomore year, I thought I did. I thought I was just, doing everything I could to fit in and making myself be known by, whether that's getting drunk at a party or going out and, what boy you're with or, who you are. I think that I almost just thought that that's what made me me, and that's really not what life was about. I would be like sitting in a party and I would just like be sitting by myself in the corner because I was the kid who was always at the parties but didn't drink. And someone, this really cute boy would be like, "Oh, hey, what are you doing here?" I'm like, "Oh, nothing." But, at the same time, like inside I was like, wow, like he came up and chose to talk to me. Like out of all these girls here, he chose me, and I was just stoked. I think the thing that made me realize the most that, I was kind of in the middle of two different lives was when I was about ready to have, I think it was like my 15th birthday party, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I want all my friends to be there." And I was like writing down people I wanted to be there, and I thought to myself, I have to have 2 different birthday parties because, I have my church friends who know me of who I want to be and who I see myself being in the future, and there's who I am now, the party crazy cheerleader girl, and my kids from school who thought that I was just super cool, and it didn't work. I didn't even have a birthday party that year because I was just so caught up in what I wanted to be and what I thought I can't be. Then I completely took myself out of that world and went to youth group, and everyone was just ignoring me and not talking to me, and I was like, "What is this? This is stupid. I'm not a joke. Everyone should want to be my friend." And these people who think that Jesus is everything and they're going to be nice to everyone because that's what Jesus wants them to be, and they're not even talking to me what's going on right now. And it just made me think a lot, and it was so lonely because the people that I thought I could go to, that love Jesus, that were there for me, I just couldn't go to them anymore. And I certainly couldn't go to the kids at my school because they didn't understand what I was talking about loving Jesus and trying to be cool at school at the same time, and I think it's just not working out at all. So what do I say? One time this one girl asked me why I started partying, and I don't think I really had an answer. I was just because I wanted to, because that's what felt right, and that's where I thought I was just in this stage where I was just I'm on top of the world because I drink and I pretty much do everything I want, and life just wasn't like that. I was just faking everything, and I don't really know where I was. I was just being who I thought everyone else wanted me to be. So I got to this point where I was just yeah, Jesus, I guess I'm ready to go to Young Life Camp and go, work for you and meet people that love you, and I'm ready for this. And here I am, the night before Young Life Camp, and I'm just drinking my life away, just screw you, Jesus. I got this, and you can't do anything that is gonna change my mind. So here I am, just talking to people at work group about, real life things, what understand me, and you know, I'm like working, and these kids just come up to me and they're like, thank you, you know, Jesus really appreciates what you're doing, and we really appreciate what you're doing. And I'm like, wow, like I'm a screw up right now. Like Jesus is probably just like mad at me, but you know, I was just like, yeah, you know, you're welcome. Like this is what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. You know, this is really who I am, and no one else can change that. Here I am 2 weeks later, just like diving into Jesus and just like swimming with him. Like we're like totally side by side, and I was just on top of the world. Like there's no greater, better feeling than feeling like you can conquer the world with Jesus Christ on your side. Can I just laugh? I don't want people to think that, you know, just because I'm a cheerleader and I go to Young Life and I'm active in my youth group doesn't mean that I've got everything under my belt. You know, I go through struggles every day, but you know, my dad always will tell me, you know, I'll love you forever and I'll like you for always, and as long as you're living, you'll be my baby. And you know, I think at the end of the day that Jesus feels the same way, and that's how I get through things. And